I know. Everybody is talking about this story. But a couple of you all have said, Auntie, we want to hear your spin on it. So let's go ahead and get into it. The allegations and the complications of the Jamal White story. Child, this is a whole mess. A sweet old auntie. Thank you, subscribers, and my nieces and nephews, and all of y'all who have been here through the long haul. Shall we get into it? Oh, yes, we shall. It's time for Auntie Advice. Sweet old auntie. It's time for Auntie Advice. Oh, yeah. It's time for Auntie Welcome back, everybody, and this is Auntie. Happy Sunday, happy fun day, y'all. So let me get into this story. What we're going to be discussing in this story is the Jamal White story. We're going to be talking about how things have unfolded, how it started, and my opinion about it. This is a free channel. We are live for a reason, and that is for you to give your comments down in the comment section of this video. So go ahead on and let us know what you think about this story. Even if you have found something out that maybe I have not, let me know. There are other YouTube channels who have covered this and they are showing the videos. I will not be showing any videos on this channel about anything, but rather discussing it. And let me tell you why. This is a child, right? You all know who have been with me for a while. You all know that I don't really like to have children on my channel. But we will be talking about him. But I don't like to have children on my channel or anything like that. So I just said, you know what? Y'all want to see the videos? Y'all can holler at somebody else for that. But we still will talk about. I don't know why my glasses are so dirty. So anyway, and anywho, without further ado, let me get started. So the source that I will be using to discuss all this. Okay, just fabulous said I spent 4 hours in the car listening to my auntie makes me laugh playlist now alive. Okay, great. Um, so let me start. Milwaukee man is charged in connection with abduction of now recovered Jamal White, age 7. Now, I take a little bit of issue with that because Jamal White really wasn't lost. This appears from everything that I have read to have been a setup. And, I know that the young man that is incarcerated made some statements, but he was never lost. This was all a plot and a ploy. And that's the sad thing about it because there's so many children who are actually abducted by strangers, by people who mean them no good, right? But in this case, this was just a setup gone wrong. I know some people probably not gonna like the fact that I said that, but that's exactly what this is. This is a setup gone wrong, and we're gonna discuss it. Plans to rob a Milwaukee woman at gunpoint led to 3 prospective robbers instead driving to the house of their son's father and kidnapping a 7-year-old child. That's according to a criminal complaint filed on July 17th against a Milwaukee man charged in connection with the abduction of Jamal White, age 7, who recovered by police one day after he was reported missing. Corey Williams, 25, was charged with being party to the crime of taking the little boy with intent to transfer him as property, taking hostages, and contributing to the delinquency of that child. The last charges relates to the one of Williams' alleged accomplices in the abduction, who is only a little boy who's 14 years old. The charge alleged that Williams deliberately encountered or contributed to 14-year-old actions amounting to felony level offenses. Jamal, known as Baby J, was abducted at gunpoint and found the following day, less than 24 hours after an Amber Alert was issued, and Milwaukee police designated him critically missing. On July 13th, Milwaukee police arrested Williams at the house where Jamal was found. But on July 17th, police said they also arrested a 38-year-old man and the 14-year-old boy in relation to taking him, and intend to refer criminal charges to the Milwaukee County District Attorney's Office. I hope they don't drop the ball on this and that these mofos understand that they committed a crime. I really do not think that they thought that this was going to blow up the way that it did. None of them. All of them. Hey, Miss Kelly. I don't think that they thought this was going to blow. You know, some people, as I've been watching this, I was like, some people are so ignorant. So, so you have a scheme and a plan, and you don't think that that blood-curdling scream that we heard from that little boy was not heard from the neighbors in the neighborhood, was not caught on the ring cam. Let me tell you something. It ain't you can do that is not caught on a camera. Let me repeat that. There isn't a damn thing that you can do that will not be caught on somebody's camera. It can be the camera from the corner store. It can be the camera from your neighbor's door. But there is nothing in 2025 that you can do that will not be caught on camera. So you can play if you want to. I really don't believe that they thought, I think that they thought that this will continue to stay in the street. Y'all know those hood crimes. Nobody thought this through. Not all the way. This wasn't a neighborhood type of thing that went down. The little boy is snatched up off the bike. And when you watch the video, it just makes your blood curl. It makes your blood curl. Here you are in your yard. You doing what you do with the woo 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 and boo boo boo. Your baby's riding on a bicycle. And you got somebody parked down the street. And next thing you know, they coming out with guns. Now, a lot of people have been getting on the father. Let's go ahead and talk about that before we move on. A lot of people have been talking about the father, the fact that he ran into the house, right? Number one, that lets me know that the father got a shady. He's shady, right? However, you don't know how you will react in this case. A lot of people have been saying he should not have left the little boy. But the body automatically will preserve itself. The mind, the feet, the hands, everything will connect to preserving itself. Let something happen to you and see if your body doesn't try to preserve you. Yes, his little boy was out there, and yes, we can look at it and say, I would have grabbed my child. But you don't know what you would have did at gunpoint. Now, some people have taken up to think he should have, could have, would have. But we all got things in our lives that we shoulda, coulda, woulda. He said, I thought that they were after me. And if I'm not mistaken, shots was fired. So if they're after the father and they're shooting at the father, what good would it have been to bring his son up to his chest, his person, in a situation like this? The little boy would have been a shield. Some people, if he had done that, wouldn't grab the little boy, put the little boy up against him, right? When somebody's got a gun on him, they would have said, oh my God, he's a coward. He's a worthless ass father because he used the little boy as a shield. He couldn't have won. How many people would have said he used him as a shield? He knew that they were shooting at him. Why would he go and get his son when somebody's shooting at him? You can't please everybody. And I don't want to make a judgment about it because I don't know what the fuck I would have did. If somebody comes up and they're running after me like that, am I going to protect my son and let him, run and try to see if he can get away? Am I going to think that my son is going to possibly get off the bike and run behind me? Like, I don't know, because I don't know in what way my mind and my body is going to try to protect me. Some people, let me break it down this simple. Again, the body has a way of protecting itself. The mind protects itself. It protects everything that's under it. You're walking down the street and you fall. You find yourself falling. Okay? The mind is going to do what? It is going to automatically get the hands. Until the hands, we are falling. We must brace ourselves. We have got to protect ourselves. We are falling. We don't care if we got something in our arms. We don't care if we got the grocery bag. We don't care. The mind is going to tell the other parts of the body, react. We are falling. Period. You're in an accident. For some reason, somebody sideswipe you. The mind is going to tell the body to protect itself. You got to get out the car. Are you okay? Check yourself. It will be minutes before the mind will say X, Y, and Z is in the car. Because the mind is going to protect itself and it's going to tell you, check yourself. Are you okay? Can you walk? Can you move? What can you do? Then the rest will follow. Now, I know people are going to disagree, and it's fine. We can disagree about it. But I'm telling you right now, it is so easy to stand on the outside and say what a person shoulda, coulda, woulda done. That is not to say that I believe that I am taking the father's side. I just want people to have another perspective, because there are things that you are and have been through in your life where a motherfucker can stand on the outside and judge your shit too. Because the body is going to preserve. The mind is going to preserve. If it's working, bitch. Because there's some people who fall and they just don't fall. Right now, like, let's say that there's something mechanical going on. You're, maybe having a stroke or a seizure or something like that. Then the body's shut. The mind is now shut off and your body's just going to fall, because there's nothing that those faculties and those wires in your head are not working to say, up, you're falling, you got to protect yourself, because at this point everything's off. I saw the father say, they came at me with guns. We all saw the video. They came at me with guns and I'm running. I'm not thinking they're gonna take my fucking kid. Because at the end of the day, it wasn't a kid they were after. He had already been on the bicycle. It was the father. So I just wanted to say that before I finish reading, right? Because I have seen, people going back and forth, and I'm just like, people, it's so easy for us to judge from afar. And I'm the first one to judge somebody's ass, right? Because I'm a content creator. That's what I do. So it's very easy for me to judge from afar. Very easy for me to judge from afar. All right. So the 14-year-old may face charges in juvenile court. The names of juvenile defendants tried in juvenile court are now publicly available in Wisconsin. According to the criminal complaint, Jamal's father told a Milwaukee Police Department office that a white Jeep drove up to the front of his house while his son was riding his bike in the front. The parent, unnamed in the complaint, said he ran inside his residence when he saw black men jump out of a Jeep carrying guns. The father said he saw the men grab Jamal without consent, but put the child in the white Jeep and drive eastbound. Officers reviewed a surveillance video that confirmed the account that confirmed that that's exactly what happened. Police officers located Jamal on the 12th of July in the upper unit of a Washington Park house. According to the complaint, they found the 7-year-old hiding in the attic of the duplex with a methamphetamine pill in his pocket. Wow. A detective interviewed Jamal on July 13th. According to the complaint, Jamal said a man grabbed him by the back of his shirt and took him when he was at his father's house. The 7-year-old recalled being in a car with three unknown men who drove him to the house where police ultimately recovered him. Jamal said he heard one of the men talking to his mother on the phone. See, there's some neighborhoods that have made it well past the neighborhood. There's some neighborhood bullshit, some ghetto ratchet. The little boy has been snatched from his father. Watch these men run up behind him with guns, nail his ass up in the attic with a pill in his pocket, and he hears his mother on the phone. He told the detectives he heard his mother say she was going to come and pick him up, but she never came. So why the didn't she tell the police? Why didn't she have a detective on the line with her? Because she knew these motherfuckers. You gotta just sit quietly when or at least I do. I have to sit quietly when I feel like I'm about to go to fall. I have to just be quiet. So, excuse my being. Now, this is where the criticism need to come because the father was in what they call it flight or fight, fight or flight. It's either flight or fight or fight or flight. She's not. She's on the phone talking to the mother. And according to them, she was a big time baller. You mean to tell me she ain't had no running man that could run up in the house and get that little boy? The little boy sat there and heard his mother on the phone saying, I'ma come and get you. Fear and hope in his heart. According to the complaint, Jamal teared up, remembering his mother did not pick him up. In a photo, Jamal was able to identify the man who drove the car. In an interview with a different detective, Williams alleged Jamal's mother is a well known drug dealer. He claimed he said he was contacted by the 14-year-old who intended to rob Jamal's mother at gunpoint. He then borrowed the white Jeep to drive to her home. After waiting by her home that day and not encountering her, Williams and his two accomplices drove to Jamal's father's house instead. And in an interview, he confirmed the account of the 7-year-old's abduction. Then the month recounted how they planned it, how the plan changed. He said his partners contacted Jamal's mother later that night and demanded $100,000 in jewelry in exchange for her son. They offered to meet her at a nearby park. But this bitch ain't say nothing to the father. She already knew what was getting good and go down. Why she ain't snatch her son? Why she ain't get her fucking son? But we want to sit here and talk about the father running for his fucking life when the mother done made arrangements. Fuck is what? And you got all of America in an uproar on TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, threads everywhere. 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 Everybody in a motherfucking uproar about this. Williams said Jamal's mother never showed up at the meeting. Once the three abductors became aware of the Amber Alert, then what did they think? They discussed whether they should harm him to show that they were serious. If he's convicted of the three charges, he will face a combined maximum penalty exceeding 100 years in prison. This the kind of stuff that make you just go off. Cause where's the mother? Let me see something. She, I believe, got locked up too. Hold on, y'all. Is she arrested? Let me see. I thought that she had gotten arrested, but let me see. She was arrested as well. Let me see if I can pull this up. Siobhan Williams, the mother of 17-year-old Jamal White, was arrested just days after her son was reported missing and later found. People had originally said that this was supposed to be a GoFundMe. That has been squashed, and it was not a GoFundMe. What the is wrong with her face? As you all can see, the father is ahead. This is horrific because here's what I don't understand from a mother's perspective. Number one, the little boy now is in child protective custody. He ain't with nobody that love him. He ain't with nobody that love him. His mama, his daddy, nobody. Because all I'm for the streets. But if she knew something, fuck street cred. I don't care anything about snitches getting stitches. I don't care nothing about that shit. You sitting up there talking, and your little boy is in earshot. And one day he's going to grow up to be 20. One day he's going to grow up to be 14. I saw a video of him where she had given him some kind of extravagant gift. He used to that fast money. They said that she would just be taking her money and, like, just letting everybody know she got this. When are we going to stop being for the streets? In the streets and for the streets. Because ain't no way in the world somebody will have my baby and they wouldn't have had a SWAT team outside the fucking house in a white van, bitch, like on the movies. Because as soon as I'd have found out that you had my kid, it'd have been over. Did she even know the little boy was like, what the? The unfortunate thing about it is, unless he is not around these people, he's going to grow up with a certain mentality. He needs to be snatched up out of the environment. See, one thing that we like to do is we want, children to have, therapy and stuff like that. But we don't understand that some kids need to be placed in a whole different environment in order to escape it. He's 7. He is accustomed to the lifestyle he's been living with his mother and or father. And unless they snatch him out of that environment, ain't no counseling in the world gonna help. Because he's gonna be right in the same neighborhood where this went down. This little boy, when I looked at the videos, he's accustomed to a lifestyle already. He already know what his mama do. And now he's gonna have mama trauma because he heard her say she was gonna come again. And I'm sure his body wore and he got tired of waiting. You know how they say little kids wait at the door for their parents to come and pick them up? That absent parent, or no, let me not say absent parent, the non-custodial parent. They'll sit there at the window or sit at the door or sit on the sofa waiting on that parent to come, and that parent never shows up. And they get trauma from that. I'm glad he was found. I'm glad that the police had the side eye on this. I'm glad that people have ring cameras so they could really see what was going on. I'm glad that they have caught these individuals, and I'm hoping they catch everybody, and that everybody that was involved in fucking this little boy's life up at 7 years old pays for it. I'm hoping that he gets counseling, but that he gets snatched out their neighborhood. Because ain't no need of thinking that he gonna ever recover and keep him in the same squad. There's no way. That's not to say that his mother and his father can't possibly be in his life. I'm not saying that. I'm not talking about, splitting up a family or whatever their little thing is. I'm saying take him about that neighborhood though, because that's some showing up trauma. And that would be trauma for me at my age. I hope this society does not drop the ball on this little boy. And to the 14-year-old little boy, what the fuck was he doing? Why he involved? What kind of person is he? And then didn't they say something about he was at the uncle house? We will stay updated on this story. I'll come back when they get some other things. But I'm telling you right now, we gotta pray for our children. We gotta pray for our children. And we gotta pray for these parents. Anyway, y'all, I'm out of here. Thank you all so much for coming in. Let me know downtown in the comments section what you think about this or what you have heard, any updates that you have heard. Put them down in the comments so that we all can look at them and discuss them. Because the video never stops just because I'm not on here. The conversation happens in the comments section. Love y'all. And until we meet again, y'all be safe out there in those streets and in the water. Bye, y'all.